I'm Laura.
And we are Two Paper Girls.
Today we're doing our September wrap up. This has been a crazy month. We've both been really busy. We moved back into university, as you can tell from our new location. And yeah, it's just been really busy, but I still think we've done pretty well, all things considering.
Ish. I don't think I've done very well at all, but the 3 books that I've read are actual books, so it's less than 1 a week though, which is always disappointing. But we have about 8 things to show you, so let's get into it.
The first thing I read is Flood by Eric Drucker. Amy read this in the book Tubeathon and she really enjoyed it, and I was feeling so slumpy. I hadn't finished a book. It was like halfway through September. I hadn't finished anything yet. So I picked this up and it took me half an hour and it was really good. The art in this is gorgeous. Like Amy said, the way the blue increases throughout was really nice. I loved all the explanation in the back, and I think like Amy, I reread it as soon as I finished it just to be like, take it in a bit more. It was really good. I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars on Goodreads. Definitely recommend this.
The first thing I read in September was The Next Together by Lauren James. Lauren James is actually an alumni from the University of Nottingham, and we got sent an advanced reader copy, and this book was really good. It's a sort of like a romantic regeneration novel, and it's got 4 time periods of Matt and Kate, and this is just so cute. It was set in a bit of the University of Nottingham, and it was really nice to see it set where we currently are. And this book was such a surprise because I've never read anything like it, and it was weird because of that. I was like, at some points I was like, am I liking this? But when I finished it I was like, I really want the sequel because it was just like a really good ending. It was really fast paced and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars.
The next book I finished actually a play called Uberoi by Alfred Jarry. This was obviously for university. We're studying it in 2 weeks' time. And yeah, I think I gave it 2 stars. I was not a fan of this. It was really weird. Like, it was meant to be weird. That was kind of the point of it, but it still didn't make it good. I mean, it was kind of a play on Macbeth and Hamlet, which was interesting to begin with, but then it kept going. I can't even describe it. It's just ridiculous. I would not recommend this unless you have to read it. Or if you really love drama, it might be interesting to read, but it is not enjoyable.
Next book I read was Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. This is like claimed as the first ever like proper novel, so you can't really judge it by other like novels like things, but this was, it was just so boring, but it was written really well. Like, I was reading it, like, it's okay to read, but it just keeps going on and on. And I don't know if you can see from there, but there's just like no paragraphs, and it's just like blocks of words, and there's no chapters. And Robinson Crusoe is a weird man who has no feelings, and he just builds a house and shoots cats. And he's very strange, and the ending was just really random as well. I don't really know how to describe this. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because I'm looking forward to studying it because it's so weird, but not in the same way Uberoi is weird. This is just really like, it's missing things that you think should be there but aren't.
The next book I read is Sonnets and Other Poems by William Shakespeare. I haven't read every single page of this book, but I'm still going to count it as read because I read all 154 sonnets as well as the epic poem Venus and Adonis at the start, so I read most of this book. And yes, this is again for university. I've actually had my lecture and seminar on this now, and I really enjoyed it. I love me some Shakespeare. It feels like proper literature, like proper back to my roots with analysing sonnets and things. And yeah, overall this was really good. It's Shakespeare, so obviously it's good. But it's hard to rate it because it's a big massive collection. It's not really enjoyable to read one after the other. It's more enjoyable when you analyse the poems, but I think I gave it 4 stars.
The last book that I read in September, I didn't do very well, was Winger by Andrew Smith. I love Andrew Smith, and this didn't feel like an Andrew Smith book because it's not strange in any way. It's really down to earth. It's about Ryan Dean West, who is a winger on his high school rugby team. It's because it's set in America. They have strange words. They call the dining room the mess hall. And I'm just like, I don't like it. But yeah, it's all about him, and he lives in O'Hall with the bad boys, and he's younger than all of the rest of the seniors. Actually, no, I think they're juniors. They're seniors in Standoff, which is the sequel, which I need to really get, because this book just broke my heart thoroughly, and it gets 5 out of 5 stars, and it was amazing all the way through. I hate Annie Altman, but I love this book, and I love all the characters apart from her.
The next thing I read was a graphic novel called Vincent by Barbara Stock. I actually bought this about a week ago, and I finished my sonnets, which I've been reading all day, so I thought I'm going to reward myself with a graphic novel, because I love Vincent van Gogh, as you can tell from the poster. I think you can see in the background, and generally love him, especially because that Doctor Who episode, Vincent and the Doctor. But I have his collection of letters, but I've never read them because it's long. So this was kind of an insight into his life without it taking too long. I don't know how accurate it was, but I think it was pretty accurate. And the art was gorgeous. It was just really, really adorable all the way through. And it was really good. I gave it 4 stars. And the last complete thing that I read this month was Hedda Gabler by Henrik Isben. This again was for university. It's the first play we're studying this term. We've actually got our lectures and stuff tomorrow, so that's exciting. I really enjoyed this. Hedda Gabler was total badass. Her and her guns really made me laugh all the way through. She's like, I'm gonna go get my pistols, and she just like shoots at people in the garden for fun, like not to kill them, just to scare them. And I'm like, she's crazy. But it was just really good. It was the best sort of modern play I've read, because normally they're very dry and boring, but this one actually had a plot. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. And I'm going to include Robinson Crusoe in my wrap up as well, because even though I haven't actually finished it, I've read 160 out of 250 pages in 2 days by listening to the audiobook on YouTube, because like Amy said, it's very dry and dense and hard to read, even though it's really good. So listening to it is definitely a lot easier, and because we have the lecture on this tomorrow, I intend on listening to a lot of this tonight and tomorrow, so I wanted to include it because I've pretty much finished it, but I'll give you a proper wrap up next month on how I feel, because at the minute I don't really know how I feel about it. But yeah, I've read the majority of this month as well.
Those were all the books and plays that we read in September. We'd love to know what you read down below if you want to let us know what you thought of them.
I'm pretty happy with my wrap up. Up until about a week ago, I think I'd only read Flood, but I'm on a bit of a reading hype, so I'm really looking forward to October. I did read 5 things, but they were all so short. I think Amy has done very well in reading 3 really heavy, long books.
It's been a busy month, to say the least, because we've been back at university, but next month we've got a lot of things to read for university, and because of our reading hypes, we're probably going to read a lot more YA this month. And so look out for our October TBR, which is coming soon.
I will see you on the next video.
Bye!